can't wait any longer. Tell me a little bit about this gorgeous vehicle that's behind us. And like, that's sort of the other facet of what you do, right?
Exactly.
So just have at it, dude.
Well, this, as you know, is the General Lee. This particular car was used on the television series.
This car?
This car right here.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
That's rad.
We've built, my brother and I, Bob and I have built about 17 of these cars for customers. Just take a 69 Dodge Charger and paint it, put the flag on, the 01s on the door, make it correct to the show.
Okay.
All the right trim, take off the trim that's not supposed to be there and add the trim that is. And so we've built them just out of basic cars. This particular car was one we're building for a friend and a customer of ours in Arkansas. And it was used on the television series. So we're trying to put it back correctly, paint the gold color that it originally was in the trunk and under the hood, so that it will be just like it was on set.
All those details.
Right, because it was used as a race car after Dukes of Hazzard. So it was painted and it was smashed up, the fenders were beat in. So we put new quarter panels on it and new door skins and new fenders. All the original part of the car is the same General Lee. We just replaced some sheet metal.
And how do you find these cars? Like you said, this was used as a race car afterwards. So is it a lot like you and your brother kind of just do some detective work and track it down, or?
Well, yeah, we have a lot of friends in the industry, the Dukes of Hazzard, and in the Charger business. So we had friends in Los Angeles, and we heard that there was a couple of cars that was left for dead. And they're beat up. I can show you pictures later.
Yeah, I'd love to see them.
I mean, how smashed up this car was. Had a full roll cage in it. And so we knew the history. I mean, there was orange paint showing underneath all the edges.
Right.
So
from start to finish on something like this, what are you looking at, like time-wise?
This one we'll probably have 8 months, 8 to 10 months in it.
That's pretty quick.
Typically, we do them in about 6 months. But this one needed extra special attention.
Right. To return it to show condition.
Right, and get rid of all the mangled metal.
Well, let's go check out some pictures. I can't wait to see like the before and after on this.
Excellent.
Okay, so Bob and James, this is a proper Dukes of Hazzard shrine. I can honestly say I've never seen so much Dukes of Hazzard stuff. So I don't even know where to start, because every wall has stuff from the show, stuff from the cars you guys have built, you know, articles and everything. But I mean, this wall right here, I don't think there's a car on the ground in any of these shots. Well, wait, maybe in this, the two wheels. So tell me about this big guy first. Like, that guy's pretty high up there.
Oh, that was, I think, Alan Wyatt, wasn't it? I think it was Alan Wyatt. Alan Wyatt and John Cade both done some big jumps, and that was like the season 3, season 4. Some of those jumps were done before they had the jump vest, which is, it straps to your torso, and you actually are hung in the car from the roll cage.
What?
So, like because I jump cars like that as well, and I jumped a General Lee. So I used the same technology that Corey Eubanks used, and some of the Russell Solberg and some of the guys that developed this later in the seasons, because a lot of the early guys walk, you know, all humped over.
That guy was well, before they did the jump seats, he's just sitting on a regular seat, right? And so he's taking the full impact of that. Oh my gosh.
And that's unbelievable, the amount of impact when that car hits the ground.
He gets out the door, he's like 2 inches shorter. You're like, uh-oh.
But basically, yes.
Really? I was kind of joking.
Your back can compress a long ways.
Oh,
you know,
that's
and
not
with a few surgeries, you can lose a few inches. You know?
Boy.
So I'm not interested in having that happen to me.
When you know you're going to do you guys are going to set up a car for a jump stunt. What are you taking out of it? I mean, obviously you're putting the jump seat in it, but what are you taking out of it so that it's going to either land or fly safely, versus maybe like the two wheel stunt?
All the interior, full roll cage, firewall. It's basically like a race car. But we leave the front of the car so that it can crunch back. So like when you mash an aluminum can, it takes the impact, so it doesn't hurt the driver as much.
Weight is added to the trunk for ballast, depending on the type of ramp, the speed at which you're going to hit, and what your desired height is. There's a lot of math and science that goes into that. It's not just, you know, put a ramp there and hit it at a high rate of speed and hope for the best. There's, they know pretty much within a few feet where it's going to land and pretty much how it's going to land.
Okay, and you were telling me earlier wait, where's the one where he went? This one right here. This guy, he went in too hot. right?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
That was Jack Gill, and it turned out to be what is known as the famous barn jump.
Okay.
The lower portion, the actual wall framing of the barn was, cut with a saw to weaken it so that he could go. He could come in fairly hot, but he wanted to go low and fast and crash through the barn, just basically
Where they were pre-cut.
3 or 4
Exactly.
feet
So,
off
yeah.
the
Jeopardize the wood to go through.
Right.
These guys were so they were very competitive with one another, each trying to go higher and faster. And they're young and had a whole lot of courage, and so he comes in way too hot, goes through the roof structure, which had not been violated at all. Goes through the other side, snap rolls 6 times. The car is just absolutely demolished.
The best way to explain a car jump like these on the wall we have here is get in your recliner chair, put it on the roof of your house, and just slide off and land. And that's what you feel like. That's the amount of impact.
That's intense.
That's why I use the jump vest, which straps to my torso and holds me out of the seat, and then I use the 5-point harness to pull me down to keep my head out of the roof. So when I land,
you're suspended essentially in the middle.
Exactly,
of the car.
I lower the seat really low because a lot of the cars that we jump are just movie cars, where it's not like we have a special seat to sit on. I'm using all my gear that I've traveled with my bag to do the car jump, and they lower the seat down as close to the floor so that when I land, I've got room.
Okay, for that impact, for that bounce.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I could spend all day in here just checking out these pictures and hearing the stories, but I'm excited to get down to the airfield and see kind of the other part of the playground.
Exactly.
So, yeah, let's head down there.
Okay.
Cool. We're going to ski a car on 2 wheels